Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. We've still got about 6 minutes to go. So while you're waiting, grab a cup of coffee, and then we're going to start in 6 minutes' time. Thank you. Enjoy the music while we wait. You guys are well. Hope the new year is keeping you nice and busy with your studies. I'm David Hopstad. I'm part of the team that will be dealing with the mobile first course that we're offering now in the evening. Guys, this is part of your co-curricular activities, which means please complete the course and then you can access your co-curricular report card that you can find under my admin. So yes, it is an official course that you actually can do. All right, so unfortunately, Dr. Chetty and Mr. Richard Wright are currently in a VP's meeting, so they are not joining us. So I'm going to then just continue and do the welcoming myself. Looks like I'm on my own today. All right, so first thing up, guys, please do the pre-assessment. Why this is so important is, hi, Richard. Thank you for joining. Why this is so important is because this is the data that we use then to create the next course for next year. So it's really, really important that you guys do complete the pre-assessment meeting, not meeting, survey. We will post it in the chat shortly. So please do complete it because it's very, very important feedback. And then right at the end of the course as well, you'll see there's a post-assessment course. All right, I see Dr. Chetty has joined us and Richard and Lindiwe, so the whole team is actually here. I'm just going to hand over to Dr. Chetty just to say a quick welcoming, and then we're going to continue with today's course.
Thank you so much, David, for that. Apologies for joining late, David. Our students, actually our meeting with the VP just ran a bit late, but we are here. So thank you so much for that, David, and also for starting the course with the students. Students from our side, we'd just like to welcome first each one of you to this training. We hope that you all are well wherever you are. And as you start to embrace this particular academic year, 2026, I know it's exciting for those of you that have been with us for some time at UNISA. Welcome back. And for those that are new, welcome to UNISA. And we hope that the start of this new academic year is a good one for you as you engage many of the developments within the university, not just your formal qualifications, but some of the exciting elements that are often what we call co-curricular activities, such as this mobile literacy course as well. I know David has taken much time to put this course together, and we've tested this course last year. We've ran this course a few years now, and it's been exceptionally well received by many students. But I think in addition to being well received, what is important for us is that 90% of our students at UNISA use a mobile device for accessing teaching and learning materials and studying. But many of them know the mobile device simply for social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, etc. Nobody understands, or not many understands, the power of the mobile device as a learning tool. And what we decided to do was to, because 90% of our students are using mobile devices, is to start empowering students to use the mobile device in their end as a learning tool. So this particular masterclass that David has designed looks at how we can harness the power of mobile learning. Now, for Africa, you can understand it's one of the most important points of access for us. Not many students, or not all our students, have internet connectivity at their home. Some of them are dependent on internet cafes, but a mobile device is in the hands of majority of our students. So how do you actually use the mobile devices strategically to make your learning more effective and you become an effective student? And I think what's important on this course, and we're hoping that by the time you finish this course, that you would have gained those critical skills to assist you with your teaching and with your learning experience at UNISA. But in addition to this, I must also say that this course doesn't just give you learning skills, it also provides you with a lot of generic knowledge that you can apply in your normal social life as well. And so try to make the best out of this course. But remember, it's also a fun course. I know David likes to enjoy these courses. If I can tell you one thing about David, he makes his courses exciting. So join the course in a way that you are able to learn, but also have fun to this course. So that said, I wish you all the best as you continue with this. And we'd like to hear from you how you experience this courses, what more we can do to enhance your experiences. But at the end of the day, whether this course has made an impact to you or not. So we wish you all the best. And I know it's going to be an exciting time. So all the best to each one of you. Enjoy the course, and we look forward to hearing more about this course from you. Thanks so much, David.
All right, thanks, Dr. T. Much appreciated. And I do understand I did tell the students that you guys were still in another engagement, that you would hopefully be joining us soon. All right, so first thing up, guys, if you are having any sound problems, that's a typical problem with MS Teams, please exit and rejoin and see if that solves the problem. If that doesn't solve the problem, then you can always join on the YouTube link that I'm going to put in the chat. Where you guys can then also access in that way and not lose what's happening with the actual course this evening. So please, I know sound is always a tricky thing, so just please note that as well. All right, so do use the chat to post any questions. I see we've got a lot of external students as well. So just take note of that, that certain features won't be available to you in MS Teams if we have lots of external people also joining. So yep, so let's continue with today's lesson. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to quickly have a recap of the learning class or mobile learning masterclass number 1, because this is actually number 2 that you're joining. So if this is your first time at UNISA, you might, well, obviously you wouldn't have seen number 1, masterclass 1. So we are just going to do a quick little recap to show you what's available, how does it work, and then also how to access the courses, because I know students were having a little bit of a challenge, and I see Richard has already posted in the chat how to actually join using your MyLife email account. So that's quite important. Then we're going to start with masterclass number 2, where we're going to quickly zip through some important things like mobile first design, mobile learning, then the Microsoft 365 app that you as a UNISA student got access to. If you've got no sound, that usually means there's a problem on your side. To check your volume, or maybe just exit and rejoin. So maybe, Richard, let's post in the chat a couple of steps, because if they can't hear me, then, I mean, it's not going to help them trying to say if anything's happening on their side. No, you're not crazy. It's just maybe Teams is playing up a little bit, because it does do that from time to time. All right, so yep, so sound problems, guys. Let's quickly just post that chat there. I think it's a good idea. Let me do that. Sound problems. Right, so yeah, there we go. So we have started the meeting, guys. So just check the sound problems as well. Thank you for doing that. That's perfect. Okay, so getting started, guys. First thing is that, and I do see some emails also coming on the ADOV mailbox, is how do I get started with any of the courses that we are providing at ADOV? Now, we've got many different courses, like for tomorrow evening, same time, we've got the AI course. And so it's basically all the courses, it's the same login procedure. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to adov.unisa.ac.za, and then you will see the course that you want to do. You can click on the banner, and what will happen is it's going to ask you, all right, please log into the system. So that's perfectly normal. Once you say, okay, great, you click on continue. There's a quick little self-enroll, and then you're going to log in with your MyLife details. So that's really, really important. You got to log in with your MyLife details. I see Libabona, thank you for all the screen grabs you're making. All this information is shared online as well, hey? So you don't have to worry about screen grabs. All right, then once you get in, the very first thing we would like you to do is to actually, do the introduction. And I'm going to do it practically so you guys can also see, and then be able to just introduce yourself, not give too much information. Obviously, this is an open platform, which means anybody could be there, but some just basic information. So we're going to have a quick look now and see how many of you guys have already done this exercise this morning, or the evening, because I've seen quite a few students who already did it this morning as well. Okay, so that's really good. So guys, again, sound problems, please just check the chat. I'm not sure how you're going to hear me, but please just keep checking the chat and alert your fellow students if they're not paying attention, just to join the YouTube channel or exit and rejoin Microsoft Teams. Okay, so how do we do this? Very easy. Let's quickly go have a look. How do we get to the ADOV platform? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a little window. Let me squash it across. I'm going to go to advh.unisa.ac.za. So you should see it saying My Student Skills Hub. So that's the perfect place to be, because that's exactly where you should be. All right, so once you get here, then you'll go and find the courses, and you can see all the different courses that are available. So very, very importantly, it's your first time at UNISA, please go do this one. All right, because there is very important. Now, Richard, on my side, am I coming loud and clear?
Yes, you're very loud and clear.
Because I see that there's a couple of students still saying there is no sound, which is so strange. And yes, we are recording, but I'm a little bit surprised. The rest of you guys just use the chat. If you are able to hear us, just say yes, please, or yes, thank you. Sorry, yes, thank you. Okay, I see other guys do say they can hear us. So guys, if you have sound problems with Teams, rule of thumb, exit, rejoin, and of course, check your device's sound as well. Sometimes that catches you out. All right, so as I was saying, if you're a new student, tackle my modules. Won't take you long, maybe 1 hour, very quick to do. Then, of course, you've got basic skills for online exams. Now, if you've never done online exams before, this is definitely a course you need to tackle, but not now. As you get towards the exam period, then you can do it. But we will also have classes like we're doing this evening, specifically for this one, where you can then go test out your device, see how it works, how the proctoring tool works. So that's critical, because that's a stress creator in your lives, is online exams. But once you go through that, you'll see you're very much prepared. And then you'll see a whole bunch of other courses that you can also engage in. So there are quite a few of them, but tonight we're going to look at mobile first. So all I'm doing is I'm going to zap it. It's going to say, okay, cool, you need to log in, quick self-enroll, because you can see I'm not logged in yet. Then I say, great, click on continue. And there we go. Then it says to me, okay, I don't use this option, the top option, guys. Rather use the one that says Microsoft or My UNISA email account. That's the My Life one that you're already using for my modules. You're going to click on it, and then it's going to want you to log in with all your details. Like that. So then you go type in all your information. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm not going to do the whole process all over. I'm just going to quickly jump ahead because I'm already logged in on this side as well. Okay, so the good news is once you're in, give me a second. I just want to open my correct window because I see it's deciding to get stuck. So once you've logged in with your details and you've selected the course, it will automatically open in exactly the place that you're meant to be in the beginning of the course. And then you'll see there's a little bit of an introduction. So please do complete that pre-course assessment. This is the one that we shared a bit earlier because it really is important in terms of the feedback that we get from you guys. And then you'll see it's a basic Unit 0 where we welcome you, tell you what the course is about, which is kind of what I'm doing tonight anyway. But please do go introduce yourself as well, just to get to see where all your other students are located. Yolanda, thank you. That could also be a problem. You might have switched off your sound on the Teams device. I see that's something that's popping up often nowadays. Okay, so there we go. So introduce yourself. Let me quickly open it. I see our platform is very busy. That means a lot of students are actually using it currently. If you've got 2 devices, that's really great because that means you can watch me and try to do things at the same time. But if you don't, then rather just watch here, do the recording, and then come back to it afterwards. And then tackle it again, because we will share that with you. So as I said, introducing yourself, guys, just want to know your name, where you're from, not your exact details, exactly where you live, please. And don't post any contact numbers whatsoever. As I said, you don't know who's on these platforms. What do you want to learn? And what are your professional goals? So you'll see some basic little questions that you can follow. Then you're just going to scroll down. You'll click on Add Discussion Topic. You'll give it a name, like introduction. And then you'll answer the questions over here. And then you'll click Post to Forum. So if I go down, I can see like years ago, here is somebody, Marcel, thank you. Okay, retail marketing, and then some information there. That's great, perfect. We got Bongo from the Free State, nice, okay. We got from Kimberley, okay, Richard, all the way from Kimberley. King Williamstown, okay, I used to go there as a youngster quite often. Nice, Eastern Cape. And there we go. So you can see actually all your fellow students and where they're from. I see Itamaleng, you might be a little bit angry because I see everything's in capital letters. Okay, that usually means you're shouting, by the way, online. So just make sure your caps lock is off next time when you're posting something, hey? Otherwise, it's like you're shouting at us, but that's not a problem. Okay, so there we go, guys. So you post it there and you'll see it'll pop up right on top, yeah, over there. So that's a nice little welcome just to meet all your fellow students. Oh, yay, Limpopo, nice to see. We've got some guys from Limpopo as well, because I'm currently sitting in Polokwane. Okay, so that is basically what we wanted to show you guys, just to how to get to the courses. And this applies to any of those courses that we actually have on the platform itself. Okay, goodie. All right, so the discussion forum, guys. So if you do have 2 devices, you can please go and do the discussion forum, go say hello to everyone. But if you don't have 2 devices, not a problem. Just stay and have a look and see what we're going to be tackling. But for those that do have 2 devices, I'll give you a few seconds to quickly do that as well. Oh, nice, David from Lagos, Nigeria. Interesting. Yeah, our students are all over the globe, guys, quite literally. So yes, welcome, David. Also, my name's David, so that makes it even more special for us. We've got the same name. I see there's someone from Cape Town, Taryn, Richard. Very nice. Okay, so there you guys are getting to see where everybody's from. As you can see, UNISA students are all over the country, all over the world. So welcome. Botswana, neighbors, awesome. So yeah, very, very cool. So please, yeah, do the discussion forum. You might even find people staying or living there. But again, please don't share information because you don't know who's all available there. All right, so if this is your first time, you've never done mobile learning before, please note we do have the Masterclass #1, all right, where we covered some of the very basic things. I'm going to touch on some of those things just to show you what's in the course so you can go have fun with it. But things like, okay, what's basic mobile literacy? We can't always assume, guys, that everybody knows what these things are. You know, certain simple things like drop-down list. A lot of students don't know what that is, but your lecturer will tell you, click on the drop-down list. All right, then we're going to also, it covers mobile devices for online learning with UNISA. So that's quite important considering where you're studying. And then, of course, some productivity tools. Okay, so obviously, it's quite a lot of information there. It'll take you about 4 hours or so to complete that course. It is one of the co-curricula, so please do go do it. It's definitely going to learn quite a lot from it as well. Right, so using the chat, because I see a lot of you guys already using the chat. What apps or which of the apps do you use, right, when you want to communicate? So use the chat, post it in the chat for me. I want to see what types of applications are you using when you're chatting with anybody. It doesn't have to be UNISA specifically. I just want to see what are you guys using. So currently Discord, that means you're playing games as well, right? Because I know Discord is gaming, that's definitely something there. WhatsApp, yes, you guys love using WhatsApp as well. Okay, Newcastle, nice. Okay, we're actually coming down to KwaZulu-Natal next week. But we'll be in Pietermaritzburg and Durban. Telegram, okay, I see a couple of guys have got Telegram and there's TikTok. Although, is there any educational things in TikTok? I wonder. I see my kids like to watch it. That's why I take their devices away. SMSs, okay, old-fashioned. Okay, but that's fine. We still use it. WhatsApp, King's Chat. Okay, there's a new one. Email, okay, interesting. Different generations here. I don't see any Facebooks yet. Messenger, that type of thing. Okay, but generally speaking, I know WhatsApp, Telegram, yes, definitely. You guys are going to use those often. Okay, so word of warning as well, guys. Please take note. UNISA doesn't have any official WhatsApp or Telegram groups. So be very careful when people are sharing and saying, join this and wada. Because there are people in there, you don't know who's in there, and they're going to be reading whatever you're posting. So if you're saying, I'm doing these modules, then those people take note. And then they give your number because it's in the WhatsApp. And then they sell it to people who are offering you all these fake courses on the side. So be very, very careful. WhatsApp groups, Telegram groups that you're joining, okay? Because you don't know who's in there, and that's how they steal your information. So guys, be very, very careful about WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups. Okay, fantastic. I see you guys are still saying where you're from. Okay, you guys really enjoying seeing where you're all from. Orange from Joburg, very nice. Okay, great. Next thing we're going to look at, and I'm actually going to demonstrate with my phone so you guys can actually see me doing this in real time. All right, so you guys have got your phone. I'm using an Android phone here. Okay, so I'm busy simulating it directly from my device. So it's all connected to my laptop. So one of the key elements with a phone is your device care. Now, depending on which phone you're using, they've pretty much got the features there, but the names are always different, typical, hey? So you're just going to go look for the device's name and what sort of program is helping it with what. And you can use your AI models. They can quickly tell you, depending on what phone or operating system you're using, these are the tools that you can use. Okay, so for me, device care, I'm just going to go to my settings, quickly go down, and you'll see all these little apps. Now, this is an Android phone, it's a Samsung phone. So I'm going to go have a look at device care. Now, this is what we covered in the first masterclass. So I just want to show you some things. So if you really think, hey, this is something I need to do, please go do Masterclass 1 because there's a lot of information that you're using. Yes, screen copy is pretty awesome, Roll. It works really well as well. Okay, so first thing I'm going to check is my battery. And then I can see it's fully charged, it's working, brilliant. The next thing I look at is my storage, okay? That's always a problem child, especially with students. I've seen that in the computer labs. If you run out of storage, guys, your phone is not going to work very well. It's going to be slow, it's going to slow down. It's just like your laptop. If it runs out of disk space, it slows down very badly. So have a look at your storage and actually go and see what is taking up the most space. All right. So all those pictures, guys, especially the ladies, oh, guys nowadays too, all those selfie pictures and videos that you love doing, consider backing them up or deleting them if you don't really need them. All right, well, yeah, I can see there's some large files of 1.14 gigabytes. Okay, I'm blaming my wife on this one. It must be her, can't be me. So she must have recorded a video or something. Anyway, all right, so then I can quickly scan through and I can see images is 2.3 gig, videos, somehow it's that big, I'm not sure how. And then I can see system. Okay, not much you can do with system, but have a look at recycle bin. Because when you delete things, guys, it's not deleted. It goes to the recycle bin. So your recycle bins are also full of files. Although it's 30 days, it generally clears. But if you're deleting a lot of stuff, go check your recycle bin and empty it, because that's definitely something where you've got lots of space getting eaten up there. Now, why is space so important? Because, okay, there's my recycle bin. You can just go empty it there at the bottom. The space is very important. Okay, because when I run out of space, that's why I said to you, then it all becomes very slowly. Marnie, can you, Richard, can you see my demonstration? Is it on my screen? Should be.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, it
Thanks,
is.
guys. Thanks, Lindy. Because I see some of the students say they're not seeing it, guys. That could be your internet connection. Yeah, shucks. Sometimes that is also a problem. Maybe just check on the YouTube side, and then you'll be able to watch YouTube and use MS Teams chat on the side and work that way around. Okay, so I just want to show you something very importantly. So when you run out of drive space on your device, it slows down. Okay, so it's not going to work. And if you're going to use this for your exams, that's a big problem. So try to keep 20% of your drive space available. And you'll see why I'm going to do that in a few seconds. So, right, so keep that 20% at least open. Don't have it full. Then you can look at your memory. Now, this memory is your temporary memory that runs with your device. So if you go have a quick look, then it can actually tell you what apps are busy using there we go, using your memory of your phone. So maybe before an exam session, that would be a good idea to actually come clear it out. All right, so I see my travels open, Uber Eats is open, that's interesting. Discovery and Share should be open, then I can quickly click on Clean Now. And what it's going to do, all those programs that are sitting in memory that I'm not actually probably using at all, it's going to just quickly remove them from the memory, which means now my device has more random access memory or your temporary memory that it can work and it can function. Now, one nice feature about Samsung, this specific phone that I've got, it's got a feature called RAM Plus. Now, in different phones, I've got a different name, okay? But generally, it is there. If I click on this RAM Plus, what does it actually do? Well, it actually says to me, I'm going to use in this case, 6 gigabytes of your hard drive space that you've got available. And I'm actually going to use this as sort of virtual memory. To addition the memory that you've already got, I'm going to add this and reserve it so that your phone can try to work a little bit faster, especially when it's under pressure and a lot of things are happening. So virtual memory is quite a nice tool just to enhance your phone or your device's capability. So have a look at this one. Don't do it now, all right? Because if you're going to select this option now, it's going to restart your phone for you. So just be aware of that. So maybe do it after today's class. Otherwise, you're just going to fall off and I won't know where you've gone. So just take note of that. So yes, this temporary memory will restart your phone. So just take note of that. But the good thing is now you'll see that I've got more memory to use, and then my phone can actually function better and it can work nicely. So it's a good idea to just clean your memory every now and then because it will just keep it running more efficiently. So this is the type of things that you're going to cover in the first masterclass. So it's really, really important. Also your app protection, that takes a few minutes to run through. Check your software updates. We always tell you, make sure your device is running to date. Otherwise, you're going to have problems in your exams, okay? So please do that as well, and diagnostics and those type of things. So device care, as I said, different name, different phones, but they're generally all there. Just need to do some AI searches and you'll find out which ones are sitting and what their names are. But have a look at device care because it's really important to keep your devices working. All right, so what apps do you guys use in your studies so far? Okay, for your study specifically, what apps are you currently using that you find very useful for your studies? Please use the chat, post it in there. Let's see what you guys are using. Okay, so while you guys are typing up, please guys, I know with Moodle app, whenever you get an email, it always talks about the Moodle app that you can use. The Moodle app isn't really great in terms of UNISA, right? Because it's not really designed for us. It's there as a base where we build things onto, like my UNISA, but Moodle app isn't really going to do the job for you. At some point, it's not going to update, and it's actually going to then crash, and it's not going to work. So rather, I see SysT, please don't use the Moodle app. Okay. All right, YouTube, Study Fetch, Simple Study. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Lilo, nice. Invigilating app is a proctoring tool, but yeah, you're going to kind of use it. Vital Source, Adobe, Notebook LM is pretty cool title, very nice. Kilo Notes, nice. Moodly, oh dear. Gemini, oh, things popping up fast now. My UNISA, yes, there is a UNISA app. Again, it's covered in the first mobile masterclass number 1. So please install that one because that one you can actually work with and it's quite useful. Okay, brilliant. So that's what we covered in the first masterclass. Okay, so I've just briefly touched on it. There's a lot more information. As I said, it'll take you about max 4 hours, and then you can quickly work through it, and you've got up to speed. So luckily, you can do masterclass 2 this evening, and it just builds on what you've learned already. Okay, so what is this whole first design approach? So this is quite important for you guys to understand because the way the world is, and of course, with all the websites and things that are being developed, you're kind of going to understand that what's happening in the world there. So even if you're not doing IT, guys, it's good to actually know. So we're going to define what is mobile first design, explain why is it so important to us here in South Africa. We're going to identify some of the principles. We're going to evaluate some of the practical applications. You guys are going to be part of that. And then we're going to apply some strategies as well. So mobile first, guys, is a pedagogical approach. In other words, what happened when COVID hit? Everybody tried to move their websites to smaller devices, your phones, and it didn't really work very, very well. Okay, so most apps was just an absolute nightmare. Why was that the problem? Because most of those websites were never designed for mobile devices, not in the way that they thought they were going to be used. So the mobile first principle actually says, let's build the app for the phone first, and when it's working there perfectly, then we export it to the desktop and the servers and everything else, because then we'd expect it to work better. So the way the world was before COVID was we develop on laptops, desktops, and then we deploy it, right? But now we're saying, okay, that didn't really work. Let's go the other way around. The responsive design is very, very important. And because your screen sizes are so small, right, That means when I'm designing a web page or a course site, like on my UNISA, how does the end user, how do you guys actually see that website? So that's critical. Accessibility is now the state of play with everything that you're developing, guys. In other words, can a blind student, a deaf student, can they access this app? Is there functionality that can help them, or people that are nearsighted as well? So any of those things, can your website support those students? So yes, it has to, and that's what we're saying. Mobile learning, guys, exactly what you're doing tonight. You're doing the short little course, learning a skill, and moving on. Offline access has also become a very big thing. Why? Because South Africa likes to charge lots and lots of money for data. Thank goodness data is not expiring anymore. I hope that's a real thing, because for what reason did it have to expire in the first place? I mean, it's not like it's milk or something. So yes, so offline access means, can I download the information, go work offline, and then come back online? And that's also very important. Gamification, yes, those badges and those percentage, your XPs, almost like the gaming world that we're trying to put in there. Why is it important? Because students love to compete, and that's a fact. Young people love competing. Any of you guys joined the Metaverse event that we had in February? Just use the chat, say yes or no. If you didn't know about it, then today's a very good day, because we're having another Metaverse at the end of the month where you're actually going to be in the Metaverse, and it's really fun. So, and of course, that could be the way the world is going. So if you do have that opportunity, guys, I will share. Maybe, Richard, you can maybe just share the link for the course. Please go do the course quickly. It won't even take you an hour. Very quick to do. Just teaches you about the Metaverse. Make sure you complete 100%, because at the end of the month, you will get a ticket and we'll explain to you how you guys are going to be able to enter the Metaverse. So it's really fun. And the guys that did manage to join last month, they all had a fun time running around and learning things in the Metaverse. So yes, it's very expensive, by the way, but as Adolf, we are giving you the tickets for free. So we have organized with the host to give you guys for free. So we paid the bill, in other words. So yep, please come and join us in the Metaverse. All right. And then, of course, push notifications. Now, if you haven't been here for UNISA for the first year, let's say this is your second year, do you guys get the SMSs about your assignment is due? That is one of the techniques of push notifications, or you could actually use the app. Yes, it's online only, hey, the Metaverse. So the push notifications, there are reminders that get sent to your app. You get that all the time, like with Uber Eats, right? Because it's going to send me a message, there's a special on. So it's kind of reminding you, oh, you must spend money, in other words. So push notifications, that's a common thing with apps. But it's also nice because we get busy, we forget all the time. So that is not too bad. Student-centered framework, guys, is critical. As a UNISA student, everything that we're doing at Adolf is student-centered. In other words, we look at from your point of view. That's why we want your feedback. So when we develop the Masterclass number 3 later this year, it's going to be based on what you guys are telling us. That this is what I need in order to help me with my studies and to stay abreast with what's happening in the whole world. All right, so let's have a, yes, emails. But emails are a little bit outdated now, hey? Now they got the apps. All right, there's also quite some interesting research that we got about mobile connectivity. Okay, so this is a research paper. It's in the course. You guys can go read up on it. It's just very interesting to see when it comes to only having a mobile phone in a household, not those old wired connected telecom ones that we used to have back in the day. How many of you guys still have those? All right, you know what I'm talking about? Those old telephones that used to connect to the telephone line. And Telkom used to provide it. Do you guys still have those at home? Probably the older people might. All right, so yeah, that's possible. Yeah, but generally speaking now, it's very interesting. So we found that KwaZulu-Natal, according to this research paper, they pretty much only have mobile phones in the home. So we are seeing that there is a trend that's changing. But the problem is with mobile, and specifically when I was in KwaZulu-Natal last year, they're saying to me, when the power drops, Eskom drops us, then the signals of the towers also go down, which means you've got no connectivity whatsoever. So that was really important, especially since we are doing online exams, right? That puts you in quite a predicament. But let's hope Telkom doesn't, or not Telkom, Eskom, doesn't drop us in the soup when it's exam time. But always remember, guys, keep the evidence. Okay, so whatever happens, if it's an error message popping up during exam or power goes down, keep your evidence, immediately send it to the exam department, but we'll cover that in the exams training so that you've got your evidence to say this is what happened. Okay. What are the benefits of mobile first, guys? Well, the very nice thing is your user behavior. One thing I know about you younger generation students is if I click on something and it doesn't open, what do you guys normally do? Use the chat. Tell me, what do you normally do if an app doesn't respond quickly enough? You cry. Oh my gosh. No, man, you don't have to cry. Amra, another one crying. Oh my gosh, what's happening, guys? You're crying. You exit, yeah. You ask AI. Interesting. You get frustrated so quickly. We check the connection. Very good answer. We exit. Restart your phone. Okay, that's not a bad idea. Click repetitively, which is wrong. Yes, Ethan, you're going to crash your device. Restart. Okay, so I see a lot of you guys do double tapping, restarting. Yeah, wow, okay. Clearly, none of you guys have said, I'm patient and I'll wait. Okay, but anyway, turn off airplane mode. Ask Copilot. What happens when the day AI fails and you can't ask Copilot? What are you going to do then? Okay, that's a question for tomorrow, hey? All right, super. So yes, behaviors, very interesting. Apps need to be very quick. You guys want them to be instant. Amran is still crying twice now. So hopefully you got a box of tissues there. Check my memory. Oh, very nice. Okay, so yes, device preference is very important. Connection is very important. And of course, your internet, your data is very important. So these are the things that as South Africans, we know, we suffer with. All right, here's an interesting question. We use Microsoft Teams, right? Where was it developed? In America. How fast is their internet in America? I'm talking about the entry-level internet, guys. It's super fast. So when Microsoft developed like Teams, for example, they weren't thinking of us here in South Africa with our slow internet. So that's why when you use Microsoft Teams, it eats as much bandwidth as it possibly can get hold of so that it can use it as much as it can. So that's also something when you come to performance and data efficiency, it's really important that the app that you're developing or the apps that we're developing at UNISA is very much data sensitive, because if it's not, then we've got a problem. But now, for now, we're stuck with MS Teams, so there isn't really much of an option at this point. So yeah, that's the reality with internet, and especially being in South Africa. Accessibility and inclusivity is very important now when we're designing any apps, because it has to be there. All right. Oh, no, seriously, having load shedding. Don't worry, Lorata, we do have the recording. Hey, it's on our YouTube channel. So yes, as I said, websites need to be able to zoom in, and you must be able to have features that talk to you. And that's what we're going to see today as well. I'm going to show you an app that's quite useful. Search engine optimization. That's also very important. So when you look up UNISA, right, the very first thing you should be seeing is official UNISA. Not UNISA as in University of Southern Australia. There is a UNISA there. We're talking about UNISA as in UNISA South Africa, University of the Land, South Africa. Okay, so search engines also plays a role in when you're searching for things. But let's be honest, with AI, and you're going to see it tomorrow as well, AI has taken over the Googles and whatnot now. Even though AI Gemini is actually there, it's running. The interesting thing is we tend to use AI to do searches now, not really Google as much. And then, of course, we've got scalability. Now, that's a critical one, hey? In other words, when we tell students today's an assignment date, and we know students always do it on the last second possible to submit their assignments, and then, of course, boom, the system gets under stress and it slows down, and then it becomes frustrating and irritating. Definitely, because now it's not doing what it should do. Okay, I see someone's asking for the YouTube channel for Adov. Let me just quickly post it in there as well. There we go. All right, so yep, so you do need to know that as well. So important. Scalability, it's definitely much better than it was a couple of years ago when everybody jumps on board, the thing would crash. So yeah, so that's why it's very important that websites are able to use them and adapt. Government portals. All right. So which government portals are you guys using and how good are those ones? There's one specific one and it works amazingly brilliant. Let's see who can pick out which government portal am I referring to. Use the chat. Which government portals are you using, or maybe your family is using? Could be your mom and dad if they're retired. But which one is, there we go. Thank you, Wendy. The most obvious one is SARS. It's amazing how efficient that website is. It's the most amazing thing ever. It works amazingly well because they want our money. Biz Portal, okay, very nice. License department's not bad. I actually had a good experience a few days ago with that one. And they even delivered my car's ticket or my little circle disc thingy. Home Affairs, okay, very nice. Esbaloy, we're not talking about English. You're on the wrong track over there, mate. My smart city, oh yeah, Cape Town, yes, of course, Richard, that's your side of the world. NS Fast, does it work well? Okay, that's the first time I've seen it. Okay, Home Affairs, yeah, okay, very nice, SARS. But yeah, SARS is the one most, if you're working, that's the one you're going to, SASA, yeah, there's it. University websites, which university websites are you using? Hopefully, MyUnisa. Okay, so yes, that's one. And the library, yes, that one too. It's much improved, by the way. The library looks much better. Okay, so that one we're not going to delve into. E-learning platforms. Which e-learning platforms are you guys using? CPIC, yeah, also works well. E-learning platforms. All right, where else have you studied online? E-learning platforms have you guys used? Udemy, perfect, awesome. Moodle is just the platform that you develop onto, but okay. Khan Academy, okay, also very good. Namisa, good. Allison, LinkedIn Learning, awesome. CPIC, no man, you don't do courses on e-learning and CPIC, or do you? I don't think so. I'll have to check that one out. Okay, LX, yeah, that's good. Mindluster, okay. Allison, quite a few Allisons coming through this time around. Coursera, yes, that's one also very prominent. Online banking, are you guys using online banking? So please post your credit card details in the chat and I'll quickly use your credit card for you. Please don't ever do that, guys. Remember, keep your things safe, eh? If you post it in there, you will have no money. Fuji, you just made up a card number there that doesn't exist. Okay, so online banking, you're all using online banking, right? Yes. If you're working or even if you're not working, people send you money. It works very, very well. That's why looking after your phone is so important, guys, because your whole life is sitting on your phone, your smartphone. So make sure you've got authentication, like the MFA that UNISA uses, the multi-authentication, where it verifies that it's you or it uses your thumbprint and that type of thing to make sure that it's you using it. So always set that up, hey? Otherwise you will have problems. Okay, next one, e-commerce. Now let's see. Which e-commerce platforms do you guys like using? Take a lot, definitely, Tsapelo. If only their things were cheap, like that other site that starts with the letter T. Let's see who else. Amazon, Shein, Temu. There we go. That's the one I always look for, Temu. Amazon RZA, right? Very nice. Okay. But I must say, Mr. Delivery, ooh, now you're making me hungry. Bob Shop, awesome. I also love that one. Really cool. Bash, Uber, yeah, there's quite a few of them. Okay, so this is how the world is, guys. On a Saturday, you don't have to get up early in the morning. You do Woolies, you do Dis-Chem, you do Checkers, they all deliver it to you. You can just sit and watch the rugby in peace, plus minus. Until the soccer comes on and you want to smash the TV because your team loses, especially Chiefs. So yes, e-commerce platforms, very, very useful, makes our lives very, very interesting. Have you noticed that a lot of the malls don't have many shops anymore? You're noticing the shops are closing and whatnot. That's because people can sit wherever they are and you can order things. So maybe the shopping models need to change, like Checkers has done with 6060. That has worked very, very well. Let me guess, Chekofatsu, you might be a Kaizer Chiefs supporter, hey? So you're showing me an angry face there. Don't worry, it's football, it happens. Okay, so there we go, guys. So when we look at web designs, and now you know why you're using these websites, right? Like these e-commerce ones, because they are very easy to use, right? Easy to pay, easy to get your items. Those are all critical factors. If you don't have that, you're not going to use those websites. So your fluid grids. So you'll always hear people talking about these things. In other words, when I zoom in, zoom out, how quickly does the screen adapt itself? That's very important, especially if you're studying and you have to zoom into some text. That's important. You need to be able to do that. If there's an image, does the image then change? Does it become pixels, little blocks, or does it stay very clean? I see some of the comments. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, so fluid grids, very interesting. Flexible images also. The distortion mustn't happen. Otherwise, it's going to put you off. You're not going to want to study. It's going to be frustrating. Media queries, okay? How quickly can you get answers, or how quickly can you resolve issues with the media? If it's got a YouTube video running, does it open easily? Does it reset, or what happens to it? The mobile first approach, guys, is how everything at UNISA is being developed now. So gone are the days where we used to develop things on servers and then work our way to the mobile. So it's the other way around. Your topography, guys, adjusting the text size is really important. Okay, quick question, and let's be honest. How many of you guys have tested your eyes in the last year? Okay, in the last year, you've gone for an eye check. Just 1 year, okay? Say yes or no in the chat. I want to see how many of you got, be honest though, hey, God's watching you. I did, good, there we go. Tapela, nice. No, yes, no. Guys, please check your eyes at least once a year. That includes me as well in that equation. So yes, you do need to check your eyes because we're forever on our devices and our laptops, especially the phones, even worse. Because you're going to damage your eyes. It's just the way that it works. So please check your eyes all the time. Also, your content and the meta tags. You always hear about meta tags, right? In other words, how does the website know what's your content? So when we're building our websites, we make sure that we've got the meta tags that helps the search engines, or AI in this case, find them. And of course, the content, what we're putting in the courses, like what we're doing here. How many of you guys did the AIC course, the Academic Integrity course? Put in the chat. How important, or how did you enjoy the course? Yes or no? Was it easy to follow? Was it too long? Was it too short? Yeah, I see you guys are still worried about your eyes, but yes, please do test them, hey? Have you guys done the Academic Integrity course, and how did it go? Yeah, it's very long. It's the one complaint I always see, that it's way too long. Very interesting, but way too long. Okay. Too long. But how did you find the interactivity? Did you find it interesting? You have a video, you've got a question in the video, you have to answer the question before the video continues. The gamified side of it, how fun was that? Or did you find it interesting, easy to learn? Okay, there we go. Complicated, interesting. Yeah, some good feedback coming on this one. It's engaging. Yeah, so it's quite nice. Now that you're doing your UNISA modules, right, the formal ones, how are you finding those courses compared to the AIC course? I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, well, it's completely different. And I'm seeing that a lot with a lot of what we're getting feedback from you guys. Too long. Yeah, that's the first thing I said to the developers. For me personally, it was very long. So yeah, so that's why it's so important, guys, that we develop the courses around you. Okay, so in a nutshell, that is your unit 1 that we've covered. Now, obviously, we will share with you guys the course content, again, where Adolf is, so that you guys would be able to go and work through the material. But you've got a good idea what we're covering there as well. All right. Also, let's have a quick look at what UNISA is giving you as well. So we do cover this in Unit 2, and why is it so important? Okay, so we already spoke now about the AIC course, about the interactivity, the multimedia, the videos, the sound. It's really nicely done. So it's actually quite fun to follow. But what's the catch? It needs data. And that's the problem with learning online, guys. As much as it's nice and everything, it's going to need you to have data, and it's going to consume data. That's why data for students is so critical, especially during exam time, because you really, really do need to be online. Please go visit the campus that's closest to you. If you're lucky enough and you've got a UNISA campus closest to you, go and visit it, because there's free internet there. There are people that can help you, and they've got programs that they run, training and whatnot. So it really, really helps you with your studies. we use My Life, the email, right? So make sure you use the My Life email whenever you communicate with UNISA, guys. Otherwise, the spam filter might just block it and we won't even see the email. Okay, so yes. Accessibility and flexibility. That's what I was saying to you guys a little bit earlier about. The nice thing is you guys can study wherever you are. If you're traveling or anywhere in the world, you can actually do your studies. And we're going to look at Microsoft 365 to actually see how can I use this app? Since you've got access, you've got a license for it because you're a UNISA student, then how can I use this app for my benefit? Especially if I know I'm going to travel in a bus for 2 hours, I'm going somewhere. How can I study using that time instead of listening to YouTube and other things? So we're going to actually show you some things there that are quite useful. Support administration. Okay, so that's why I'm saying My Life email. If you're going to email us, very, very important. Do you all know where to get the contact details for your college or your university or the region that you're in? Let me quickly show you. So if you go to My UNISA, you'll see there's inquiries, a little button over here. So if you click on it, then it'll actually give you all the contact information for the colleges, for the regions. And this is critical because if you don't know where the campus is, how are you going to get there? Okay, you'll ask AI. Okay, that's fine. Or you'll use Google Maps and it'll map you there. But go have a look and see what is available. There are people's details in here that you can contact. Study fees, guys, this type of thing always comes up. There are the contact details. Very, very important. College specific. So if you've got a specific problem, guys, go look at your college. Please make sure you know which college you belong to. There is no college called IT, by the way. I always see on this attendance registers, you guys say you're in a college of IT. Okay, that's CSET, guys. It's this one. So anyway, that's fine. You'll learn these things. All right, then you can see the regional centers. Now you see why this is important, because if I'm living in the Eastern Cape and I'm near Port Elizabeth, but I think they changed the name if I remember correctly, they need to update this. There's the email address. There's the Eastern London Computer Lab. And there it is. So I can send them an email saying, hey, I need to get contacts. I need to come see you. I've got a problem with my laptop. These guys can help you, the guys in the computer labs. How do I know that? Because Richard and myself, we used to work in computer labs. So that's the type of work we do. And now you can go see all the regional offices here, guys. Northeastern, if you see that, it's actually Limpopo and Mpumalanga. Midlands is actually Northern Cape, it is Free State, and it is Northwest. So all of those guys, we call them Midlands. So go and visit these people, right? Because those are the people you're going to need in your studies. Because the day you've got a problem, you've got their contacts, and then you can get them. Do they help with free laptops? Unfortunately not. I wish when you studied at UNISA, you get a laptop with your materials. That would be the most awesome thing ever, a proper laptop, that is. OneDrive issues? Yes, the guys in the computer labs, okay, the digital learning advisors, they can help you with OneDrive. So if you've got any problems there, go visit those computer lab guys or get the emails over here and they'll definitely get back to you because I know those colleagues. Okay, so this is critical. So you need to have this information. So just see, it's under My UNISA and the inquiries over there. Okay, proctoring tools, yes, they can also help you with installing. And we'll also be having some workshops on that next month, Richard. It's almost April already. So we'll be having workshops very soon about proctoring and whatnot. And we'll show you how to do it, how to test it. It's not that bad, actually. Okay, so that's why it's important. The library, please go and check the library training as well. Go see how the library works. This is quite nice now. It's much updated from the ugly version that they used to have, which was horrible. This one is actually not too bad. So you can actually go see the e-resources, the e-books. Go to your libraries or pop them an email because they always host training about this, how to search, how to find, okay, lib guides, all this type of thing. So it's really, really important. So yes, so go and check this out. I see you asking about study materials. Who do I call? I think this number over here, the 0800 number there, you can maybe call them, give them a call and they should be able to help you. But I prefer the email route because then you've got sort of a, like, what do you call it? A trail that you can follow. But let's just quickly see study materials. I did see it somewhere. Study material. There we go. Send an email to this guy. And there's also a colleague. But don't send it to everyone. Just send it to one person, guys. Because if you send it to all 4, then everyone's going to look at each other thinking, oh, you're responding, not me. Okay, so rather just send it to one person, give them a day or 2. If they don't respond, then forward it to the next one. That's something you shouldn't do, but do it anyway. They must respond quickly. Yeah, so there we go. So that's how you can quickly see, okay, this is where I can get help. So that's really, really important. Library, please, you're going to need it, guys. Don't wait until you're in postgrad and then you want to learn how it works. Learning management system. If you're a new student, guys, and I see some guys were asking, when you come to the ADOF site, adof.unisa.ac.za, gonna pop it in the chat. Please come do the very first course that you see, especially if you're a new student. Basic skills on how to use my modules. Because that's going to teach you how to submit the assignments, how to find the study materials, all of those things. It's right over there. Okay, so it's a quick course, 1 hour max, and you'll understand how it works. So just take note, these are all where the courses are located as well. Great, so you're studying at UNISA, very, very important. Okay, let's have a fun one quick. I want you guys to see this image. Hope you all can see this beautiful image. I want you guys to come up with a title for this image. Now, have a quick, close look. What does this image speak to you? What's popping out that you can really say, oh, that's so interesting about this image? By the way, it was created by AI. No, they're not comparable, Michael, but it'll definitely help you, though. That's really important. Remember, these are skills, co-curricular skills, so you do have a report card that you can generate and add on your CV as well, so it's definitely worthwhile. Come, guys, let's have a quick look at this picture. Tell me, what do you see here? Let's see how the critical thinking is happening today. Village in the background, very nice. Connectivity, awesome. Education, far and wild, brilliant. Rural and technology, I love it. Family and AI, okay, interesting. Internet in rural areas, brilliant. Generation, no age, I love that. Tech savvy, love that. Who's missing, guys, in that image? Who's missing? I can see Coco, I can see Dad, I can see kids. Who's missing? The mom. Do you guys think the mom is on Teams? They're having a call with her? Could be, who knows? It's quite interesting. Which province do you guys think the AI suggested this is from? Which province do you think this is? Definitely. I love how you guys picked up that education for all ages. Brilliant. Which province do you think this is from, guys? Yeah, sister's also missing there. KwaZulu-Natal, normally it's KwaZulu-Natal and Eastern Cape. Everybody always says those 2 provinces. Someone says Limpopo. Now, Rachel, you're just saying that because you're probably from Limpopo, hey? But yeah, I know the houses, the huts, I think that's why most people, and sort of the mountainous landscape, I think that's why people say that. But yeah, we don't know. AI just made it up, guys. So I don't know where it comes from, actually. What I love about this picture is who is holding the device? The older 2 people, right there, they're holding the device, the laptop. Who is using the device? The youngest of the 4. And that's exactly how it is in almost every household, right? You'll find a lot of young people know how to use the technology more than the parents. So yeah, that is so interesting that you guys picked up these things. And of course, you see the young man actually has the headsets in. So I don't know if he's connected to his phone or he's actually connected to the laptop as well. Knowing the young people today, probably listening to some music or something. But yeah, there we go. So that's really cool. It's a really beautiful picture, and I quite enjoy getting the feedback from you guys. Technology brings families together. That's beautiful. Yeah, so there we go. So guys, please check my UNISA, right? Especially the announcements that you always see, especially if you get those emails, those funny SMSs, weird things. Always go check officially what is UNISA saying to me. Okay, because there are people out there that are always trying to try luck and letting you buy stuff and all sorts of nonsense, which is not UNISA, okay? We don't provide you study guides for any fees. Everything is on my UNISA, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so always check the announcements. That's really, really important. And at least twice a day or once a day, it's great just to know what's going on. Do you all have access to My Life email? That's very important, guys. You must get onto My Life, only use My Life, because you're going to need it with my UNISA anyway. And Adolf also uses the same login procedure. So yeah, that's the official communication. That's where you got all your, thank you, kid. That's where you got all your products, your Microsoft products. If you go to office.com and you log in, or if you log in with My Life, then you will actually see all the products that are available that you get for free because you're a UNISA student. So have a look at that as well. And of course, security with the MFA, make sure it's set up, guys, because you don't want anyone to access your information like back in the day. Now they can't do that anymore. You have issues, that means you must contact the nearest computer lab, guys. Hey, find the regional office that's closest to you, send them an email, and they'll definitely be able to help you. Guys, one thing that's very serious, and you need to know this, especially if you're just coming into university and you haven't worked before, there is a definite trend, and I'm seeing this unfortunately with a lot of people in a lot of different spheres and a lot of different, jobs that they do. The technology, there is a negative side to it, and that's the reality of the world we're in. Okay, psychology and health definitely plays a big role. Okay, very important. One rule of thumb is, me personally, I do not have my Outlook on my personal phone because I want to know that my UNISA laptop is where I do the work. Otherwise, you don't switch off because your brain is always going to say, oh, there's an email, what's it going? And then you're going to be working all the time. You're going to burn out. So you've got to look after the mental health side of things, guys. And if you need help, ask for help. Guys, especially the men, don't be shy to ask for help. Device limitations. That is a problem. The small screens, as I said, your eyes, right? What it can do, the devices. Okay, there are limits to these things. Data costs, we know, very expensive. I wish your data was free all the time, or at least very cheap. That would be great. Digital literacy gaps is also quite a thing, because one of the things I've noticed is when students, like last year I was in a computer lab, students would come there asking for help. I'd say, okay, sit down at the desktop computer and type in your email address. And once they got past the student number, they didn't know how to do the @ symbol. Because on a smartphone, it's very different, isn't it? But on a desktop and a laptop, you still need to learn how to use these devices, guys, because in a workplace, you're most likely going to use these. So very, very important that you do take note. And also things like drop-down lists, guys. People are going to say to you, what is a drop-down list? Especially with your studies. They'll say, click on the drop-down list. What is a drop-down list? Let's see if I can quickly find one. Where is my drop-down list? I don't have one here currently. Let me see if I can log in quickly. A drop-down list basically means when I click on something, there's a list of things that are going to pop up. So when your lecturer says, click on my modules drop-down list, they're actually talking about this little button. When you click on it, it gives you a list. That is what a drop-down list is. So now you might not have known that, and it's fine. But today you now know what a drop-down list is. Yes, perfect. There we go. I like that answers where you can select options. Perfect. So that's a drop-down list, guys. Simple technology terms that we take for granted. So we make sure that you guys are aware of that. So that covers what we tackle in Unit 2. And then we get on to Unit 3, which is the Microsoft 365 app. Quickly in the chat, how many of you guys are using Microsoft 365 already? This class is the mobile first. That's what you signed up for. All right, we'll be teaching you about the course, the co-curricular course that you can do. All right, yes, me. I'm not sure what me means. Yes, me as in yes, you are using it. Okay, very good, I'm assuming. I do, struggling to download it. Aha, check your device space. Okay, can't access it. Okay, you're going to need to log in with your My Life details, and I'll show you in a few seconds as well. All right, so when you get the initial setup, I'm going to demonstrate on my phone as well so you guys can see it. You'll go through this basic setup that they do. So you'll get started. It will say about your privacy. They're not going to use your information. Is there any guarantee that they won't? Okay, let's be honest. They're saying so, but it doesn't mean it's true. Always have a look at these options that pop up, even with your AI models, guys. Watch what it says. Do I send data or don't I send data about the app to the developer? Same with AI. If you use the free one, all right, that you don't log in, then it's actually going to use that data with the training. But if you do have the paid version and you sign in like Copilot, then it shouldn't be using it. But it doesn't mean at some point the privacy policy might change. But who's going to read all this? Almost nobody does. So, yeah, that's the catch with this type of thing. So always try to stay up to date. What is the app doing? Is it gathering data from you? Yes or no? So I generally say no. I don't want it to send any data anywhere. So in this initial setup, and once you finish, it might land you on the search page, and it might even say you can install some extra apps in as well, which you can do. No, it should definitely not ask you for any payments, guys. Remember, if you're a UNISA student, you automatically get a license for Microsoft 365. But remember that license is attached to your registration. So it means if you're no longer registered, then your license gets downgraded to the minimal A1 license, I think it is. And then you've just got the basic things that you can still access. So just take note of that. So the user interface will change. It changes all the time. So the guys that say they want to pay for the license, rather check with the Computer Lab guys and make sure you're logging in with your My Life details, that email, hey? It's very, very important, because otherwise it might then say to you, don't have a license, pay. Okay, because they want money, isn't it? All right, so yeah, so let's have a look at the interface screen. It does change. So when I did this screen grab, this is how it looked, but now, of course, it's changed. You can also look at the settings, very, very importantly. Yes, we will share. Have a look at the settings. You've got some icons and how they look in the app itself. So you can go play around with these just to make sure that set it up for yourself, because you're going to use it quite often, right? So you have a look at that as well. Richard, how much OneDrive storage do students get now? Is it 1 terabyte? It used to be 5 or something some time ago, but then it got very expensive. So UNISA downgraded you, but I think you can see that in your office.com. If you go to office.com, you can actually go check it out there, log in with your My Life details, and you should be able to see. I think it's 1 terabyte though. I know it's not that big.
When you are a registered student and it's 1 terabyte, but as soon as you are not registered anymore, so that means between the periods from January to December usually, then it will be 100 gigabytes. But I did cut it quite a lot.
Jeez, I nailed it. Wow. Okay. Yeah, guys, that's that. Now that's, I see someone, Team Manga, you saying 1 terabyte is not enough. How many videos and music have you got there? Okay, so it's a good idea not to have music and videos and stuff like that, guys, on these OneDrives, because that will definitely eat a lot of space. So yeah, just take note of that. You've also got your light and your dark. Okay, this reset Microsoft 365 option. This is actually quite a useful option if you're getting into the app and it keeps crashing. We had a student in the Val that had that problem. We did this option, reset, but take note what it's going to do. Okay, so it cleaned off her Microsoft 365, but then after that, we were able to log in. So, okay, that does fix the problem, but just be careful. Don't use that as an option, the first option. Use that as like the totally last option. Then you've got text prediction. This is very nice. Just like in Gmail, when you're typing in, right, it almost preempts what you want to type. So that's quite nice. Text prediction. Try it out. Have a play around. So these settings you can go fiddle with, guys, just to change how it looks and feels for yourself. But that's really personal. So you hate it. So yeah, that's something you can also go play around with. Searching function. The nice thing with this was when you've got your OneDrive and your Microsoft 365, because they're all linked together, they're synchronized, you can actually then go see your files from your laptop to your desktop. And it actually shows you all the folders. So wherever you are, you can actually use and access your files, which really makes it quite interesting, especially if you get into a work environment. You're going to need to be able to do that. All right, to carry on to Unit 4, this is where we actually go and play around a little bit more. So let's have a look at the Microsoft app. So let me just quickly move my app. There she is. So when you install the app, it looks like this little guy over here, Microsoft 365 Copilot. The name changed like 3 times. So you're going to zap it, and then it's going to log you in. So if it's the first time, it's going to give you that same login, saying what is your email address, what is your password, and then it will let you in. All right, so once you're in, then you're going to click on this little menu option, And then you can basically see there's your user profile. So this one here at the bottom is very important because that's telling me which account are you currently using. So if you've got a Gmail that you've used before or something else, please come and check here because this one should say My Life. So if I click on it, then it can allow me to actually sign out. Okay, if I've got the wrong account over there. See, there you can see Gmail, there you can see mine. So, yep, so sign out if it is the wrong one, because that means it's not going to use your licensed one, which we are using. The nice thing is Microsoft 365, when you open it, it's taking you straight to Copilot. Yep, this is Copilot here. Let's see what news is it going to get for me today. Probably about the Middle East, guaranteed. It's like what everyone's talking about. All right, so it's quite interesting. So there we go, guys. This is why this app is quite powerful, because now it's actually, how did I guess? There we go, senseless wars, killing people, innocent people, really silly things. And then we got something else here, another one. Oil prices, great. It was great if you bought futures contract, by the way. I'm also in finance. Then you would have made a lot of money actually on this. That's what wars do generally. You make money. And then we've got some sports. And okay, it's really American sports. Why? Because this is a Microsoft product. That's why, guys. So yes, logging in. Let me just go back one step. So once you're in the app, just go down here where you see your name. And just make sure you sign out of the accounts that do not have your My Life, because those are the ones that you don't have the full function of all. Okay, that's where your license is. So make sure you've got it. All right, so there we go. So there's your Copilot, guys. So tomorrow we're going to be showing you how to make an agent. If you don't know what an agent is and how it can help you, tomorrow's session, same time, we'll send you the link as well. It's going to be mind-blowing for you guys. All right, and it can really change the way you're studying as well. So check that out for tomorrow. All right, let me just go back down. Okay, so once I'm in, okay, so there you can go see your settings, all those things that I was showing you. There's your file in storage. I did see there was a question. And then you can see I'm connected over here to my OneDrive. Okay, so that's correct because it's on the right email address. So it must be there. Cool, let's go have a look. So what I want to show you is under Create. There are other features that we'll be looking at for the third masterclass. But for today, I'm going to show you the Create option one. So the first thing that pops up is all the images. Don't worry, I wasn't searching here. It just popped up on its own, and I don't even know what it thinks I'm looking for, but that's just basically how it rolls. Okay, AI. But I'm going to look at the scan option. Okay, why do I need this? Because I made a handwritten note and I'm going to be traveling, let's say in a taxi, and it's going to be a 3-hour drive, but I want to study. How can I do this? Very easy. I'm just going to hit the scan button. Then I'm going to use my diary. Let's see my horrible handwriting. And I'm going to zap and take a quick picture. So at the bottom is a little circle type looking thing. You hit it, and then it takes a picture there. Then what I can do is I've got some menu options, so I can rotate it if I really wanted to. I can take another picture if it didn't really come out well. So this type of thing you must go play around with and have fun with it. And then I can also resize it. In other words, I actually want all of this, but then I want to just cut a little bit of the top piece. It's not necessary. So yeah, I mean, there I probably wasn't listening to Richard, so I was making some funny pictures and that type of thing. Okay, there we go. So then you can sort of toggle around and play around. But the nice thing is, okay, this is one page. Okay, I want another page. I hit the camera button. Here's another paper of mine. Let me take a picture about some training things I was setting up. And then you can take another picture, and there we go. So it's a very quick and simple way to take lots of pictures of handwritten notes or even your screen if you're not traveling with your laptop, because, you know, laptop batteries don't last that long. So you can actually take some of your study notes. So now when I'm traveling, I simply can just go look at these that I've captured and then be able to actually, study on the move. Okay, now it wants to do another picture. Now I don't need another picture. It's fine. Let's discard that one. Crikey, now it deleted everything. Let me just do a quick one quick. Let me take a quick picture of this. So this is nice, guys. And the resolution is pretty good as well. I think I moved, okay, not too bad. You might just have to hold it a bit still though, because I was moving as I took the pic, so you can see it's a little bit blurry. But once you're done, you can click on review and edit. All right, and then it gives you some sort of options that you can play around with, like the cropping, which means you're just going to resize, take away what you didn't need to see. Whoops, a little bit of a challenge using the mouse, not my finger. So I only want to focus on this. Then I got some ink, so I can actually highlight. You can actually change the color. So you've got these basic features that you can do. Quite useful. Then you can even write something. Right, and you can save that. Brilliant. So then you've got these features, all right? And you can even rotate it if you want. I don't know why, but if you wanted to make it, instead of being portrait, you can make it landscape. And then you've got some study notes, guys. So as you work, this is all inside the Microsoft 365 app, eh? And one central place where you can actually do it all. Then I'm happy. Then I can click on add. I can even add filters if you want. I mean, you can even then go and extract the text as well from the image itself. So if I just hit this little button, let's see how good it comes out. And you'll see there we go. So it actually picks up, look at my handwriting's terrible. But there we go. So it actually can extract some text for you as well. That's one way of doing it. So this is very useful. Then I can copy it and I can even go and translate it. I just love to know how's it going to know what I'm saying. Okay, let's have a look. Translate. I'm going to change it into, that's my brother. Thank you, brother. Okay, it doesn't have all the African languages, unfortunately. It's only got like the really high-end languages. But I did see Zulu. Okay, I see Zulu has actually come out. But I guess with time, they will actually change it. So let me see now. If I copy this, I did change it, right? I'm sure I did. But can it even translate? Is that correct? Anyone that speaks Zulu in the house tonight? That is what it translated, but based on what I was typing there, which doesn't look very clear. But there we go. So go play around with it, guys. Yeah, boy, thank you. That is correct. Oh, nice. I'm glad they can read my horrible handwriting. Then there's hope for this app. But there we go, guys. So as you can see, quite useful feature that you can actually use, translating your study notes, just like that, extracting them, saving it. You can go use it as well. Another feature that you can also go play around with, which is then the extract option, which I've actually just showed you, but there's another way you can also do extract. Oh, before I do that, once you're done, you can actually decide how you want to save the file. In other words, as a photo or as a PDF. So you think if this was an assignment, all right, and I had to do some math equations, and the lecturer said, not a problem, you can submit it this way, I could then take a picture of those math equations, save it as a PDF, and then go and share it, or save it to my phone, or save it to OneDrive. And there we go. There's my assignment done. I don't have to type it up and struggle with all those calculations and whatnot. Let me just save it to OneDrive. Okay, cool. So that's in my save folder. Okay, perfect. So that's quite useful, guys. Nice and easy way of doing it. Witchery. Interesting comment. All right, so let's go have a look then at extract. So I showed you how to extract, but now I want to show you a different way of extracting. So I'm going to zap a button here, extract. Don't worry, that was an ear. Don't know why, Richard, you sent me here. But yeah, I've got a picture of a pamphlet that you received, right? Then I say next. It better be an ear, Richard. It looks scary. That's one of our colleagues. Sorry, he's got a medical condition. Yep, so there we go. So they have taken a picture of a flyer, right? Using the extract tool. So then I click on, okay, finish. So I use my camera, my phone. I take a quick pic because it's just a bit quicker. You can do it live as well with the app, but then it takes a bit more time. Here's the interesting thing. I've taken a quick snap of this image, but now this version allows me to actually use an AI tool to actually do something with that image. So now I can actually say, okay, summarize this thing for me or extract the list that it's giving me. So let's do the extract list option and see what it comes up with. So now it's obviously eating data because I'm running Teams as well, all on one device. I'm pushing my luck a little bit, but let's give it some time. Yeah, see, it's trying. Now it's going to try and extract that information. Okay, so now I've taken an image, and there we go. So just like that, it's actually copied this information down for me. It's just like that. So that's also quite useful. Now I don't have to go type. You can see there's that zoom feature. It's a little bit tricky to use your mouse, but there we go. So it actually makes it a little bit bigger when you're reading it. It's actually quite fun. I'm just clicking with my mouse and keeping it down. And there we go. So there you can actually extract the text in that fashion as well, and then go copy and paste it and save it into your Word document that's also inside the app itself. You can also click on the ... and you can actually use the extract text option. If you zap this one, right, again, it's going to say to you, okay, where do you want to extract? So now you'll see my camera is activated. Let me use the same image. Let me see what does it pop up here. Let's scroll down here to the bottom. It's finding text, not seeing me. Come on. Is the lighting not good enough now? That's so interesting. It worked earlier nicely. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I had to move around a little bit because we had nighttime. The light inside the house probably not bright enough. So then it picked up some text, so got a bit closer to the image, and now it's going to try and extract it for me. So again, guys, tutorial letter, you quickly extract the text, save it in a Word document, or you can just have a picture, totally up to you, however you want to study, and there we go. And now it's actually copied all that text for me as well. Very useful to make study notes. Okay, so let's go see the third option that you can use with your studies. So we've had to play around with this one, and then we're going to look at the dictate option, which is right here at the bottom, the third option. Now, dictate's also really, really fun, because what it's going to do is this little guy is basically going to record everything you're saying. So instead of you writing something down and you feel like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to read to it, and then it can capture. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to open the dictate, hit the little mic button over there, give it a few seconds. It's going to start listening to me, and then there we go. So now I can do my study notes. This is my ENG 1503 module. I need to know how to type up a Word document that has Arial font size 12, line spacing of 1.5, border spacing of 1 inch, and I also need to have subtitles and headings. And there we go. Everything I'm saying to it is busy recording. So there we go. So that's pretty cool. But then you must just hit the mic button again, because then it's actually going to pause it. And then if you're happy and you've finished your whole lesson or your notes, then you can hit finish, and there we go. And then it's going to save it automatically for you. So that's the really cool thing with Microsoft 365 as well. Every time I do something, it saves. So if I click on this little folder option right on top there, and I open it, then everything I've done now, there, 5 seconds ago, there we go, 9 seconds ago, there's the extraction list that I just took the picture of, and there we go. So you can actually now go open the document, and then you'll be able to play it as well. Just going to let the file open, hit the play button. Okay, I'm not too sure how loud it is. And then there we go. So now I can do my study notes. This is my ENG 1503. Okay, and then now it's basically reading it back to me, okay, using my voice. So it was quite fun. It's actually a fun tool to use, definitely worthwhile if you need to make some study notes on the go as well. But the only funny thing is when you hear your own voice, it's quite funny actually, the very first time, and it'll be like, huh, is that really me? But anyway, so guys, this is really what we want you guys to go and do and play around with. If you've never used these, just use the chat. Have you ever seen that that these features were available to you? Let me know, yes or no. Are you going to use these features? Please do, because they're very powerful. So we are going to then look at some more apps for the module, the Masterclass number 3, to see what else we can get for you guys that you can definitely enhance your studies. But as I'm saying, tomorrow we've got a really fun one, being the AI one, which Richard's going to be talking and showcasing, and it's really, really fun stuff. In the course, guys, please note there is a course evaluation that must also please complete. And there's also the final assessment. We always get this question about the final assessment. So when I'm going to quickly go back and show you. So for the mobile Masterclass 2, let me open the course. You'll notice you've got these green little circles and the white circles. The white circle means you haven't completed that section yet. It might be something just like reading it. So once it's completed, then it turns green. Once the greens all open, then the sections will open, the next section will open, and then you can, of course, complete the course. So that's how you'll see you get to the percentage there, but all the way down to the end. Then, very importantly, the final assessment. Make sure you do this one, because this is the one that they're going to record with everything else, but this is the one that's going to determine, do you get the co-curricular recognition or not? So you must do it, complete them all, and then you get your co-curricular. So when you log into My Admin, you'll be able to go to Student Admin. There's an option saying co-curricular report, then you can actually go see it. And it looks really, really cool. And it's good evidence to have for your CV, guys, because you're going to apply, you've learned something from this course, you've completed the activities, and then you, of course, can get that co-curricular. And you'll see all the co-curriculars are listed here as well. So there is the one we're going to be tackling tomorrow, the Masterclass number 2. I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. It's been quite fun having you guys. Thank you for all the interaction as well. We will share and post everything in the chat again so that you guys got access. The recording, I know you guys always ask about the recordings. We will put it in the chat as well. Please remember for tomorrow, I just want to quickly show you. If you go to your co-curricular bookings, it's the very first one on top. This is what we're going to be tackling tomorrow, same time. There is the link that will take you to the right meeting. Okay, remember it's in Teams. It's from 5:30 till 7 again. But it's a really a great course, guys. It's going to open your mind how to create a student, your own tutor for your modules, and we're actually going to show you how to do that. But it'll make a big difference to your studies. My kids, they're using it already, and I'm seeing they are loving it. So it's really fun stuff. So I hope we're going to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming this evening. I know it's an evening event. I know lives are busy. You've got kids and everything happening, I know, but we really do appreciate it. And all the best with your studies, and we'll definitely be seeing you again, hopefully soon, also when we do the exam training as well. Any final words from you, Richard?
No, great stuff, David. So yes, please join us tomorrow if you can. Remember, the recordings will be made available as well. And these courses are really, can build up your CV very quickly with your transcript and report that you get. So we'll see you definitely in future sessions. If you can't make tomorrow, definitely we'll have more sessions, and the recordings will always be available as well. Thank you, David.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And we'll see you again tomorrow, hopefully. And then keep an eye open for any of the other trainings that we're going to do with you guys. And all the best for your studies. And hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone.